I'm going to show you how to put a 8-inch blocks together to make a quilt. This is one that I've got started and almost finished. Got another 2 rows left to go. This is one that I've assembled out of random pieces of fabric. Now, some people will ask, what do I use for batting? This is what I use to put in between. This is simply what they call emergency blankets. They're just a ground up fiber blanket. Usually after there's a storm or disaster, you will find a lot of these. People put them in yard sales, thrift stores, and these work perfect, or at least I think they do. Putting them between a quilt, they're good, they're heavy. You get a pretty good thick quilt, something you can't buy in the store. That's what I generally use. We're going to show you how to put the blocks together. Now, after you sew these, once you sew these, then right here, once you get this row put together, now from here back is sewn together. We only got 3 rows left. This is the beginning of the first 3 rows. So right here, you can see this seam's going to match. You go here, this seam's going to match. This one's going to line up. This is how you're going to tell if your rows are going to match up after putting the rows together. So we know this row will sew onto this. This upper part, there's too many blocks together right now already sewn, so it's too heavy to handle. So these last 3 rows is going to be sewn, and then they're going to be put onto this other 6 that's already sewed together. Now here's 2. We've sewed them. They match here, they match here, and they match here. So that means we can take this block here, lay it over on this one, and it'll give us our seam for our next block to be sewn on. But you just do that. Then once you do that, and you get all the rows sewed, then you can come back here. You can start putting this row to this row, and then you'll have to match these corners and fold them when sewing. But that is how you put a block quilt together using 8-inch blocks, your standard 8-inch, like you would buy at your local Walmart. It's pretty basic, pretty simple. So if you're trying to learn how to sew and you don't know where to start, just start with using your local Walmart 8-inch blocks. Fiskars is the brand that sells them. Just use them as your cutting templates and start out using 8-inch blocks and just make a quilt. If you want to go up to doing something different, then you'll have to buy other cutting stencils to cut by. But that's generally how you get started. Some people just likes using 8-inch blocks because they're simple and they don't have nothing to worry with. You can put a quilt together. You can cut a quilt and put it together, the top at least, in one day if you've got a good machine and you can cut it pretty quickly. It don't take long to build a top. But that's pretty much the basics on learning to put these together.